Hello everyone, happy to see you here. Welcome back to my channel Higher Mathematics. Today we have very interesting question from entrance examination. We have square root of 18, we divided by square root of 12 minus square root of 6, and we need to raise all this expression to the power 10. If you have your answer, your solution, you can also write it in the comments below and then we will check our answers. So let's start. First of all, I want to rewrite this question from the beginning right here on the left side and then we will start. So we have square root of 18. We divided by square root of 12 minus square root of 6. And we raise this to the power 10. So this is our question from the beginning. Right now, square root of 18 can be written as square root of 6 times square root of 3. So this is our first step, square root of 6 times square root of 3. This is our first step, so we can easily split it like that. And square root of 12 can be written as square root of 6 times square root of 2. Let's do it. So square root of 6 times square root of 2 and minus square root of 6 and raise to the power 10. Right now, one really important moment, because right now we write our numerator without any changes, so square root of 6 times square root of 3, and in our denominator we can easily factor this square root of 6 from here and from here. So as a result we have square root of 6, and in our parentheses we have square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power, all of this raised to the power 10. And right now let's look closely at this expression. We can easily cancel this square root of 6 from here and this square root of 6 from here. So as a result we have the next expression, square root of 3 in our numerator, and in our denominator square root of 2 minus 1. And of course we need to raise this to the power 10 equal to. Right now, when we have a fraction and when we raise this fraction to the power 10, we need to raise our numerator to the power 10, so square root of 3 to the power 10, and we need to raise our denominator to the power 10. So we have square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. Right now, square root of 3 to the power 10, this is equal to 3 to the power 5, because 3 to the power 1 half raised to the power 10 equal to 3 to the power 10 half equal to 3 to the power 5, and we divided by square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. Right now, 3 to the power 5, this is our table case. This is equal to, if I'm not mistaken, 243. Yeah, we have 243, and we divided by square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. And if you look closely, for example, 243 in our numerator, everything is great. We have a constant, so we simplify our numerator. But in the same way, we have 10's power in our denominator. So our next step is to evaluate, is to simplify this square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. And then we will plug in that expression that we'll find in a few minutes, and then we plug in it instead of this square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. So our next step is to simplify this expression in our denominator. So square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. We need to simplify it. Right now I want to show you my really great method. First of all, let's call this square root of 2 minus 1, for example, fx. Let's do it. So let square root of 2 minus 1 equal to x. Okay, and then if square root of 2 minus 1 equal to x, we need to solve it for x to the power 10. So x to the power 10, this is expression that we need to solve for. Okay, right now let's rewrite this expression right here. I want to do a few manipulations, few tricks with it. So we have square root of 2 minus 1 equal to x. First of all, let's change positions. Let's write our x on the left side. So we have x equal to square root of 2 minus 1. We can easily do it. Right now, let's add 1 to both sides. Let's do it. So we have x plus 1 on the left side. So x plus 1 equal to square root of 2. The next step, let's square both sides. Let's raise to the second power. So we have x plus 1, we raise to the power 2, and equal to square root of 2 raised to the power 2. On the right side, we can easily cancel it real quick because we have square root. And on the left side, we can easily raise this to the power 2. This is our all-known school identity, x squared plus 2x and plus 1 equal to 2. Right now, let's continue right here because I don't have enough space. So right now, let's subtract 2 from both sides. As a result, we have x squared plus 2x plus 1 and minus 2 from the right side equal to 0. Right now 1 minus 2 equal to minus 1, so as a result we have x squared plus 2x and minus 1 equal to 0. And this is a quadratic equation, yeah, but you know, we don't need to solve it, because a lot of students might be thinking we need to solve it. Right here we need to express our x square. So our x square from here equal to 1 minus 2x, and this is expression, this is the key expression for our solution, extremely important expression, because just look closely right here, we need to solve it for x to the power 10. Right now we know x square, but the main thing, we can express the second power through the first one. So in some way it helps us to reduce a power. So second power we can express through the first one, and this is extremely important expression for us. But right now the main thing, how can we solve it for x to the power 10? We're going to raise step by step this expression to the power 2. For example, our next step is to raise this expression to the power 2, and then we will have x to the power 4. Just look at it. So our next step, I'm going to rewrite this expression. So x squared equal to 1 minus 2x, and we're going to raise this expression to the power 2 right here and right here. So as a result, what do we have? X to the power 4 on the left side. On the right side we have a basic school identity. So we have 1 minus 2 times 2x and times 1 and plus 2x we're going to raise to the power 2. So let's simplify this according to a school identity. So I really hope you understand this step. So we have x to the power 4 equal to 1 minus 4x and plus 4x squared. And this is great, but the last thing, instead of this x squared, so we write but x squared equal to, from here, 1 minus 2x. So 1 minus 2x. So instead of this x squared, because it simplifies that a lot, so instead of this x squared, we plug in this expression. So let's do it. We have x to the power 4 equal to 1 minus 4x and plus 4 times, instead of x squared, we plug in 1 minus 2x. So 1 minus 2x. Okay, from here we have x to the power 4 equal to 1 minus 4x, plus 4 and minus 8x. Great, right now let's simplify it. So x to the power 4 equal to 1 plus 4 equal to 5, minus 4x minus 8x minus 12x, and this is our x to the power 4. This is also a key expression for us, because so the main idea is to get closer and closer to x to the power 10, because we have to find it from here. So we know x to the power 2. Right now we know x to the power 4, and the next step, I really hope you understand that the next step after x to the power 4 is to solve for x to the power 8. Okay, so how can we evaluate this expression? How can we simplify it for x to the power 8? Of course, we will raise this expression to the second power once more. So let's do it. So we have x to the power 4 raised to the power 2 on the left side, and on the right side 5 minus 12x. We raise to the power 2. So let's simplify it. Let's simplify this expression. On the left side we have x to the power 8 right here, because we multiply 4 times 2. So we have this x to the power 8. On the right side we have a basic school identity. So we have 5 squared minus 2 times 5 and times 12x, according to a school knowledge, yes, and plus 12x. We raise this to the power 2. Let's simplify it. So we have x to the power 8, equal to 5 squared 25 minus 2 times 5 times 12 equal to 120, so minus 120x, and plus 144x squared. But the main thing, so the same thing as we did before, when we have this square, we remember this identity, this formula, x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So expression from the beginning, which is extremely helpful for us. So but x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. Okay, x squared equal to 1 minus 2x, and we're going to plug in 1 minus 2x instead of this x squared. So let's do it. So we have x to the power 8 equal to 25 minus 120x plus 144 times 1 minus 2x, 1 minus 2x. Okay, let's simplify it. So we have x to the power 8, the same beginning, equal to 25 minus 120x. And from here we have plus 144 and minus 288x. And the last step from here, x to the power 8 equal to 25 plus 144 equal to 169, minus 120x minus 288x equal to minus 408 and 8x. And these are x to the power 8, so we can easily be proud of ourselves that we solved this part. So we have x to the power 8. But the last thing, don't forget that we have to solve it for x to the power 10. That's why let's think a little bit about combinations. I hope you understand that the best way to find x to the power 10, to solve it for x to the power 10, is to multiply x squared by x to the power 8. We know about x to the power 8. We know from here x squared. So the last step is to multiply x squared by x to the x squared times x to the power 8, and these are x to the power 10, that expression, the expression that we need to find. Okay, first parenthesis x squared, 1 minus 2x from here, so 1 minus 2x from here, and the second parenthesis x to the power 8, so we have 169 minus 408x. So let's multiply it. This is our last step, and then we will find our x to the power 10. So on the left side, we already have it. We have x to the power 10 equal to, let's multiply parentheses by parentheses. So we have 169 minus 408x minus 338x, plus 816x square. So let's simplify it. Let's simplify this expression right here. Let's subtract this in the middle. So we have x to the power 10 equal to 169 minus 746x and plus 816x square. And the last thing, the same thing as we did before, x squared, so according to this line, but x squared equal to 1 minus 2x, so we can do it the same thing as we did before. So instead of this x squared, we can write but x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So instead of this x squared, we plug in this expression 1 minus 2x. So as a result, we have x to the power 10 equal to 169, so the same beginning, minus 746x plus 816 times x squared, 1 minus 2x. So 1 minus 2x. Okay, so let's multiply this by this 816 by this parenthesis. Okay, so we have x to the power 10 equal to 169 minus 746x plus 816 and minus 1632 times x. So let's add the common things. So we have our constant right here, and we have our variables, our expression with our x. So that's why x to the power 10 equal to 169 plus 816 equal to 985 minus 2378 times x. This is our x to the power 10, the expression that we need to solve. Right now, the last thing, because in the beginning we had really important substitution. Where do we have it? We have it exactly right here, square root of 2 minus 1 to the equal to x. So x equal to square root of 2 minus 1. This is the key expression for us. So right now let's remember it, and let's go to the end. So x equal to square root of 2 minus square root of 2 minus 1. So but x equal to square root of 2 minus 1. And right now, instead of x, we plug in square root of 2 minus 1. Right here, instead of x, we plug in square root of 2 minus 1. So square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10 equal to 985 minus 2378 times x. X equal to square root of 2 minus 1. So square root of 2 minus 1. Okay, right now we have square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10 equal to 985 minus 2378 square root of 2 and plus 2378. And the last step, we add this to constant, okay? Our last step, so from here our square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10 equal to, when we add it, we have 3363 minus 2378 square root of 2. And this is our square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. So our last step is to group together all the information together and write our final answer. So that's why right here in this step I'm gonna group all the information together. So our question from the beginning looks like that: square root of 18 over square root of 12 minus square root of 6 raised to the power 10. And as a previous step, we had the next line equal to 243 over square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. So if you miss this line, you can easily scroll to the beginning. So here's our almost our answer, but with a few really interesting moments, because we have our numerator. So we had it, we solved it in the very beginning of the solution, and the last step is to plug in, instead of this square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10, this expression, because that's why we did the steps before. So we have 243 all over 3363 minus 2378 square root of 2. Okay, and this is our answer to this question. So we have our numerator and we simplify our denominator. So let's write our final answer to this question. So our answer, I don't want to rewrite this question from the beginning, so I just draw this quick line, and our answer 243 all over 3363 minus 2378 square root of 2. These two values, this denominator and numerator, are prime numbers, I guess, so we can't factor something from here. So for example, we can cancel something, but I checked that right here we don't have these are prime numbers. So this prime number and this one, so we can't factor something and we can't simplify it. Of course, maybe the last step through here is to multiply this expression, this fraction, by the conjugate expression, because we have our square root of 2 in our denominator, so we can multiply our numerator and denominator by this expression with the positive sign. So then we multiply it by the conjugate, and right here we can consider it as a difference of squares. But this is up to you. I prefer this type of expression. I prefer this way. So we have our numerator without any problems, and we have our denominator difference of two constants. So we don't have any tens power. Right here we have it, but we simplify it. Of course, I want to ask you maybe your way. How can we work with this? How can we simplify this expression? Because this is my way, how I see a solution. Maybe you have your way. How can we do that? Maybe with the binomial formulas, maybe with Newton's formulas. This is up to you. I'll show you this one. Of course, I will be really excited if you write your way. I really like this way, and a lot of students agree with me that this is step-by-step solution where we find x squared, the next thing x to the power 4, x to the power 8, and our last step is to multiply square and 8, and we have our x to the power 10. This is my way, because a lot of students want to see maybe another approach. They don't understand this one, so that's why write your solution, write your thoughts about this question in the comments below. And of course, if you want to solve this question completely, maybe you can multiply it by the conjugate expression with the positive sign, and then you can actually get rid of this denominator. So yeah, when we multiply it, we have difference of squares. Maybe right here we have something like 1 or 2, I'm not sure, but you will simplify it a little bit. I leave it like that without any changes, and this is my final answer to this question. So I want to thank you everyone for watching, for being here, for watching this video, for supporting my channel. It's extremely important for me to see you respond, to see your comments, to see your questions, to see your problems. It's extremely great, and I want to say thank you for being here. Wish you all the best in your life. Take care of yourself, and thank you for being here. We have more than like 600 questions on my YouTube channel. We have a really big community, a lot of teachers here, students here. So I want to say thank you for for that you're like the part of this community, and my main goal is to make math clear and understandable for everyone. And I think that maybe this channel helps you with your problems, if you struggle with the math. Maybe this channel is helpful, and I'm extremely happy that this is a truth when you learn something new. And of course, maybe a lot of teachers here, they think maybe they preparing for exam, they find questions, so maybe this channel is helpful. And if that is, I'm extremely grateful for everything, for your support. So thank you for your time, take care of yourself, have a great day, see you in the next videos.